What's up, guys and gals? How are we doing tonight? Got Wildcat Hollow Farm with a migraine in the house. Hardneck Farms, Rainbow 505, Oregon Homestead, Cecilia Jameson, Fairy Tale Creation, the heroes in the house. I know I saw up there's Gossmania. What's going down, guys? Hopefully this thing will work today. Got a notification that I'm live right now, so my hair's all crazy. Look at that. I got little wings going on. Craziness. Oh, man. Quilting in the woods. What's going on? Candy Cattell, how are you? Got 16 people on, 10 going. I'm so sorry for last week, guys. Last week was a horrible live because we couldn't do anything. Then Thursday, we couldn't do anything either. So crazy. Sonia Mental Health and Homestead, what's going down? Yeah, Rainbow 505, it feels good to be back. Wanderlust in the house. How'd you like your trip down there to see Big Bear? Been a little bit. I haven't got to see or talk to you since then. Yeah, life happens. Go get you some peppermint oil, like Mim said earlier. See, I watch y'all's chat before I get on. I'm trying to figure out and go on everything. We won't go super late tonight. We'll try to go about an hour and a half and have some fun, read some scripture. We're going to read Daniel 7, which is what was scripture for last week. We're going to go ahead and do that. Hey, Karen, busy little house. What's going down? You didn't miss last week. The weather was so bad we didn't get to have it. It went for about 10 minutes and nobody being able to see us. So, Mims's Garden, my hero, on Borrowed Time Homestead. What's going down? Hey, Chris, YouTube is showing that you are only on at 2 p.m. on the 26th and not allowing viewing, but if you refresh, you can get it. Really? Interesting. I don't know why it's doing that. YouTube's been doing some funny things. Ravens Nature Family Farm, how are you? Mitzi Richards, how are you? Yeah, it's YouTube. I haven't been able to upload. That's why you've not been seeing videos. I got the 2 finally, and I was talking to Mims's Garden about it the other day. I went into upload finally, and it gave me a YouTube beta upload, not just YouTube beta. My back's itching. Sorry, guys. Not a YouTube beta studios, but when I go into upload, it was a beta uploading program. And I went in and put everything on it, and those 2 videos uploaded within 30 minutes of each other on the mountain, which is like unheard of. And so, Poor Boy Homestead, what's going down, my brother Terry? And so they uploaded quick, and that's the only 2 videos I've been able to get able to upload. The one on me going in and scouting and stuff, I did that video almost 2 weeks ago, and took me 5 days to finally get it uploaded. So it's been pretty crazy. Upper Peninsula Gardening and Adventures, what's going down? Cherry Snow, how are you? Mary Hart. I'm trying to keep up. My eyes are going a little bit weird tonight on the screen tonight, guys. So y'all got your coffee ready tonight? 28 on, 20 up. Hit that thumbs up for me, guys. Fishes in Love, what's up, Carol? We got tons of new Mormon commercials hitting the Christian channel. I watch him wonder if it is a spiritual thing. I guarantee it's a spiritual thing. They see the way that they can jump in and kind of get there. I've got a really good friend who's Mormon, who is a very good man, and love him to death. It's Mountain Life, Montana. What's going on? Those were some beautiful pictures that you guys had set up, and some great scenery. The Hive and the Homestead in the house. Hive and the Homestead. I found you a white car sticker that I'll get out to you. So I did find you a white decal car sticker. I didn't realize I had any more white ones, but I've got a couple. So, yep, no problem, my friend. If you guys haven't went over, that'll be my shout out tonight. If you guys haven't been over and seen the Hive in the Homestead, go check him out. His wife just did a soap making video that wasn't quite the normal, goat's milk soap and stuff like that. She used some Himalayan sea salt that she turned black with activated charcoal, and she put a little glitter, so it's more for you ladies. I don't think I would look too good with some glitter on me. So, but yeah, go check them out. They got some great videos. Their honey is awesome. I've got some I put in my drinks when I'm really wanting or have a sore throat in the morning. Simple Grower, what's going on? Incense Shop in the house, what's going down? So yeah, hopefully we're back on. Georgiana Malone, one of my favorite people, farming our backyard. So yeah, but go check them out. They've got a really good channel coming up, growing, doing well, doing some good content and getting it put out there. So check them out. Deborah McRae, how are you? Mary Hart, nice to see you as always. I think I already said hi, but I'll say hi again. Thanks, Busy Little House, for posting that up there. There's the link to Hive in the Homestead. Mims's Garden also got it too. So hit that link, go over, check them out. Not telling you what to do, but I think you'll like it. Wolfman Nation, what's going down? Good to see you on here, Wolfie. You're going to see a bunch of people on here. Soggy Bottom Homestead, what's going down? Hopefully we'll have a good turnout tonight. It's been, I've missed y'all. I've missed y'all on a lot of stuff. We've been trying real hard. You know, life goes on. The Josie thing is going really well. She's probably watching by now. She's not going to comment or nothing. She doesn't like YouTube, guys. I don't know if we're going to get her on here anytime soon. She will be on here sometime, but maybe not anytime real soon. A lot of her family watches. So TNR is the answer. What's going down? Oregon Homestead. I think I already said hi, but hello again. Loving Ivy Farm. How are you? So, but yeah. So we're going good. That's going great. Don't forget, we got the T-shirts. If anybody would like to purchase some T-shirts, I still got quite a few of those. I think we've sold 10. What's up, Grammy Karen, my family? That's some of that Stiver blood right there, and that Grammy Karen. I don't know if it's Stiver blood, but it's Stiver family. So going to be there in November teaching a gun safeties class, The Tinkerer's Wife. If anybody sees Life with Linda come on, let me know, because I still got to send her seed package out. And the reason I haven't is I've had time to sit down in this box and get stuff that I want out. The other boxes together. So there we go. I'm trying to see if there's anybody I'm missing here. 39 on, 33 thumbs up. Y'all are doing awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. All right, good to go, Mary Hart. I'm glad you're going to be there. I might even talk Josie to come on that one with us. I think she would really enjoy everybody that will be there. How have you been? I've been doing good, Narrowway Farms. How have you been doing? You still pulling stuff from out of the garden? Let's see. Hardneck Farms. Oh, pray for the tornadoes in north of Perry. Yeah, not good. Let's see. Dell Darvis, how are you? I saw your truck at the McDonald's a couple of days ago and subscribed immediately. I appreciate that, Dale. We go to McDonald's to try to upload faster, and YouTube has been unkind to us right now. I can't get anything to upload. We took our pigs to the butcher yesterday. They have fulfilled their purposes. When you get to go to that wonderful place that makes beautiful sausage, it is an amazing day. So congrats on that, Hive in the Homestead. Are you coming on Friday, November 1st? Grammy Karen, I'm not sure exactly yet, but I think that's going to be the plan, is to get up there the night before. So I'll let you know here in a week or so. We've got single dad. I started back at college. I stopped 9 years ago. Garden is rotting. I was hundreds of tomatoes ripe, trying to grow spinach and lettuce, but it won't germinate. I understand. I didn't get a fall garden in at all, guys. But I picked 20 more ripe tomatoes today and took them to Mom to make salsa. She's making salsa tonight as we speak. Sheila, what's going down? How are you tonight? So yeah, it's been crazy. I miss what Fishes and Love said. Hey, Grammy Karen Tinker's wife, praying and saying love your way. Good to go. Yeah, everybody just say a good Good prayer for everybody. My oldest son, Eli, has started Army Cadet and loves it. So that's awesome. That is awesome. Yep. Yep. Don't forget Baker Creek Heirloom Seeds. We're going to be giving a ton of those. Don't forget in April and May, I'll give you guys dates a little bit closer. But we will be having a meetup in April and in May. The April one might, because that's going to be around when the shindig is. So that may get together. Be if anybody wants to come up, meet us, hang out, some food, listen to some great music, and get some free Baker Creek Heirloom Seeds. Come on. Hopefully you guys will get here. But it's going to be pretty neat to see how that one works. I just heard like a computer cut off, and I don't know where that would have come from. I don't have anything out like that. So, but anyway, trying to keep this. My computer is sitting really good on signal, but it popped down there for a second down to 2. So, yep. Don't forget, Josie's got her candles. She's actually doing a mason jar candle too, guys, and she has a website that's in the process of being built up and stuff. So, when that's done, you'll get to go on there. Her concept and what she's doing is amazing. I'm not going to give any more information than that away, but coming on the bigger stuff, you can still reach her at that email address for any kind of those whiskey bottle candles, which are really cool. I'm burning one still back here. You can see it. That's the same candle I've been burning, and I've probably burned it for several hours every night since the first day I've got it, and it's still got that much wax in the bottom. So, hey, busy little house. I've not been around too much either, so it is what it is. We gotta take care of home first, and I'm happy. So we're doing good. Trying to get the videos. I've got another video that I've got to get put up, and it'll be out. That's another hunting video, and then hunting season opens Saturday, so there will be some videos coming from that. I'm on the trail of there's a 6, an 8, and a very large 12 point that I've just now gotten eyes on in the last few weeks. So yeah, it's simple grow, exactly what it is. And that canning season continues on for us here because we can all of our meat too, which we've got a short video out about that. But hopefully we'll get a deer down Saturday. And if we get one down Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, probably be Tuesday or Wednesday, maybe Wednesday when we do this, that I'll actually get it into jars. So yeah, whitetail and bear season actually both open up on the 28th. Bear season is with a bow only, so no dogs, no nothing like that until like October the 7th. And then the redheaded hunter that comes on here, AJ, he's got a cousin who's got dogs, and supposedly we're going to get together and go hunt a big bear that he knows where it's at. I've never killed a bear personally, so we're going to go try to do that. No, I did not catch that fish. Yeah, Simple Grower. You have a channel, if I'm not mistaken. It's put out a video on canning fish because that's something I really want to do. Yeah, I bow hunt. What I usually do there, the quilter in the wood 62. What I usually do is I try to go to the woods and I hunt for bow season. And if I can put down 1 or 2 deer early, I'll switch over to my Jerry Hill longbow and try to hunt with it for quite a bit of season. And then toward the end of season, I've got a couple of honey hoes that I know I can put down a couple of deer with the rifle. But my goal is to put 2 deer down early and then to be able to enjoy, because for me, I don't trophy hunt. Any deer that you harvest is a trophy to me. And to do it with a longbow traditionally at 15 yards max, I might take a 20-yard shot if it's perfect. But most of the times it's 10, 15 yards, stalking feet in the woods. I got to get a rig so I can wear it on my head and possibly be able to record some of those beautiful adventures. I'm going to try to do some northern style hunting here where I'm at. They closed the road down, and I can go through and catch, track some stuff. So maybe I can do that some today. Yeah, hunting's not about killing. Hunting's about providing meat to my family. For me, I enjoy my time in the woods. That's a spiritual time for me to connect with Jesus Christ and to prepare myself for the entire year. When I can get in there and really get on that and enjoy that time with me and him alone. ELYN's going to hunt this year, so it's going to be fun. It's going to be good. Haha, thought I said honey hose, honey holes, honey holes. 15 yards. Hit my last one with a ash longbow at 45 yards. You are amazing, Wildcat Hollow Farm. I am very good with a longbow, but I'm not confident enough to rock them out there at 45 yards with it. I can shoot to 45 yards, but I don't want to. There's a red-headed hunter. Going to be my buddy this year. Him and my buddy Kevin that did the greenhouse videos with me. ELYN is the boss, Rainbow 505. She thinks she is. That is for sure. Yeah, she's gonna enjoy it. We got her out on a crossbow the other day. The 3 crossbows that we have between me and my father, none of them will fit her. She can either reach the trigger and can't see through the optic, or she can see through the optic and can't reach the trigger. So I have a very nice 22 Hornet, which you can hunt with in Tennessee because it's a center fire round. And it's a short single shot. Whoa, Misty Richards, thank you. Yahweh is the blessing. Yes, thank you, thank you. I appreciate that. But I get sidetracked. I see this stuff pop up, and I'm like, woo! Thank you, thank you. And we'll go through because that means a lot more than what you know on this weekend. I'll give you a little update on that. So we're going to cut that stock down on that 22 Hornet so she can get a better rest into it, get it set up for the girls to hunt with. I hunt with that rifle. A lot of times if I'm going in light, I'll throw that rifle on, and that's what I'll take with me. So, yeah, that is amazing. Misty Richards, I can't say thank you enough to any of you guys. So, got ELYN set up good. Yeah, she will be set up. She'll be set pretty well. I can't wait to actually possibly hunt with my hubby this year. Go for it, Gosme. The thing here is what you have to remember, ladies, if you don't hunt and your husband does, try to get with him and set up and learn to hunt, because that's twice the amount of meat that you can put into your freezer or into jars. Now think about that. If you're spending per month $150 to $200 for a family of 3 or 4 on meat alone, and that's cheap. That's you're buying cheap meat. If you guys can do that for $150 to $200, and you can do that per month, and you and your husband can both hunt and get out there and do that. Good day, Duncan 1900. And you can both hunt and put in 300 or 400 pounds of meat into your stores between each of you. That's $200 you can put into your homestead or paying off your debt, which is what we're going to talk about is wealth and debt tonight. And you can get in there and you can make all that happen. We got 54 on and 38 thumbs up. We appreciate you. Get it going. But yeah, if you can do that, even if you want organic, natural, homegrown food and doing that stuff, and you want something that doesn't have the GMOs and doesn't have all that stuff in there, in a lot of places, if you find public land and you get back away from the big commercial farms and stuff, that meat has never been and never tasted any of that. It doesn't have those chemicals and stuff. North Star Prepster, thank you for popping in. I'm sorry I missed a bunch of your videos here lately. Michael Brandenburg, hey, how are you? Maria Pina, how are you? I'm trying to catch everybody and still keep up. Uriel, how are you? All right, so I'm going to grab a picture real quick. I want to show you guys something I've showed before. So we're talking about hunting and stuff. So I called my dad, and you guys know my dad fell off the house here. I don't know. It's been a month and a half, 2 months ago. He fell off the house and really jacked up his shoulder. He's watching right now. I'm sure my mom will pop on and say hi in a minute. Now that I'm talking about him. But anyway, he killed the biggest deer of his life last year. He's not going to be able to really bow hunt this year at all because he He can't really pick up a crossbow or a bow with his shoulder the way it is. So he told me to get ELYN, bring her over. So during bow season, Monday is going to be her first day out. My mom's keeping ELYN. I get to hunt Saturday and Sunday, and then I'm going to pick her up Monday morning, and we're going to hit the woods there at Mom and Dad's house, and we are going to I appreciate those prayers, the little house. He's going to have that shoulder redone, and there's no choice in it, but he's going to have to. But anyway, so he called ELYN the other day and told her that he could use his crossbow, which isn't going to happen because of her shoulder. But what we're going to do is use his crossbow, and I'm going to take her to the woods with me and harvest a deer, hopefully with her. But he told her to go hunt his stand that he killed this deer in last year. This is my father's. Whoa, getting that. I'm trying to get it where I don't have that reflection of the thing. But anyway, that's the deer. That's the biggest deer my dad's ever killed. It green scored out at 137 inches, and now it's about 131 3/4, I think, is where it's at. But he killed that right behind his house, and he told ELYN to come in with me and hunt it. So we're going to go hunt it. We're going to go try to put another one of those down. And nope, it wasn't photoshopped, I promise. It's a big, beautiful buck. And like I said, we don't trophy hunt. We like to see them, and we like to have that out there, and we like to do that. Got you, North Star Prepsteader. I know fall's busy time for us all. You need to get on that, Gossmania. Tell that husband of yours to get out there and put that in the freezer. I'd rather kill a big doe any day, guys, than a big buck. I enjoy it. It's fun. They eat well. You process them differently. So, but yeah. And he doesn't have to have a rotator cuff repair, Wildcat Olive Farm. He has to have his shoulder redone. So not going to be fun. Getting started on homesteading. What's going down? So we're going to have fun with that. We're going to, in about 2 minutes, we're going to read scripture. We're going to read Daniel chapter 7, which is what we were supposed to read last week. I think it was Sonia Mental Health that gave that. Your car killed a big doe a few weeks ago. Hey, I hope you got the meat. So I'm hoping I'm not missing anybody. So if I've missed you, hey, welcome. Appreciate you being here. 59 people on, 46 thumbs up. Hit that thumbs up for me. Numbers have went down. We'll go through that real quick. Our numbers are at about 5,607. Simple Grower, thank you very, very much. I appreciate that. That's amazing, guys. I really do appreciate the super chats and all the stuff going. Before we go into prayer, I'm going to tell you some things that have been going on with us. Then these super chats mean a lot today. My little truck is about to go. I think she's about to give up the ghost. The hood latch has broken, and I can't get the hood latch open. I need to get in there and change the oil and stuff. Got in there at Mom and Dad's today, trying on the hood, trying to get everything done. Watched every YouTube video I cannot get the latch to release. Have no way to get in to take off the shields and stuff that block all the mechanism without breaking out the front grill. The front grill is like $700 on that 93 model truck. The hood's only like 200, so I bent the hood trying to get out and still can't get it to release. So I need Terry from Mims's Garden and Poor Boy Homestead to come up here and get this truck, this lid open for me on the hood. But man, it's been rough. Every time we turn around, there's something little going on, and it just piles up, and it's just craziness. So all those super chats and stuff, and you guys watching the commercials at the beginning and doing that. No, it's no WD-40 issue. This lock's actually broken and pinned over. So, hey, there's Mama. Yes, you guys need to deer meat. It's the best way. We had deer burgers tonight. Yeah, we can everything, guys. My mom and me and Dad will get in there. I do all the butchering, and then we get it canned up. And usually what I'll do is butcher everything out. Mom will make jerky out of certain stuff. We'll take roast and slice it up then, and Mom makes some amazing jerky, and that goes out for Christmas presents. Yeah, road trip to Northeast Tennessee, Mims's Garden says. But yeah, so anyway, it's a family affair when you go in and we start doing this stuff, and we start I honestly think we spend more time during hunting season together as a family at any other time than, yeah, Mom says, come on, Mrs. Garden and Terry, Anna and Terry. Um, I really think we spend more time during deer season together than we do any other time other than Christmas and maybe Thanksgiving. Life with Linda, there you are. Hey, girl, I have not forgot about you. Your package is ready. I just got to get my seeds that I want to put in there for you in there. So I've not forgotten about you. It's just been a crazy week. That's what we were sitting here talking about. So we got you. We got you. You need a torch and yeah, I do need a torch and a saw, but the darn radiator literally sits about that far away from this latch. I busted and beat and banged and everything. Yeah, I think we got a little time, Life with Linda, before you need your seeds. I don't think you're gonna be planting much more this year. So whoa. Oh my goodness. On borrowed time homestead, you are amazing. Thank you. I did not say that, guys, to get you to throw money at me, but thank you very much. That is a blessing more than you know. So thank you very, very much. I appreciate that so much. Wow. I don't know what to say. I'm speechless. Um, so whoa, whoa, whoa. I appreciate that greatly. Um, I don't I don't know what to say. Thank you. Um, we we are trying real hard to get everything done and rocking and rolling. I need to, before I get distracted again and off onto another tangent, let's do what we need to do. And that's get into this good old guidebook that we have here. That tells us everything that we need to know and answers every question we need answers. What's the difference between doe versus buck meat? Well, when you get a young Jennifer Ruiz, when you look at, and we'll answer this and then we'll read scripture. Um, Does, if you catch them young, their meat's a little tender. Does, as they get old, their meat gets tough as well. I think it has a fresher taste. Bucks, once they go into rut during breeding season, tend to have a little stronger flavor. But when you can buck or doe meat, either side of it, when you can, all that wild flavor goes away. I mean, literally all of it goes away. Um, and then just the differences in cooking, like a big buck, a lot of times I'll have it made into sausage, hamburger, jerky, and then my does I'll go into roast and cube steak and things of that nature. So that, to answer your question short, we'll do that, and we'll get into that a little bit more here in just a little bit when we start talking about debt and wealth on the homestead and what the differences are in debt and wealth. Sheila, thank you very much. Blessings to you as well. Oh man, blessing me. You guys are eating me up tonight, man. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Um, that is crazy. So we'll talk about that on the wealth and debt side of homesteading, in my opinion, on what that means. And God is great. Hallelujah and amen. So let me get in here before y'all make me cry or something on YouTube, which I've done before, and y'all know it. So, but thank you, thank you, thank you. Yes, we do appreciate it. That is amazing. I'll let you know when I kill one. Then I'll send you on. I don't know what that question was for Redhead Hunter. So anyway, we'll go back to here. I'm going to stop reading chats for right now. So hold your questions for me, okay? We're going to read Daniel chapter 7, and we're going to read the entire chapter, which is fairly long, but it's a good one. Remember, for those newbies that are on here that haven't joined us, I know all of you guys, other guys. Hey, Sherry's Nations, how are you? Everybody that's here that knows what we go through and where we're at. Gary B, blessings to you. When we're on here, I have severe dyslexia, so reading scripture is a hard thing for me, and lighting is also the other part on here. So bear with me if I don't read it clearly or perfectly. Um, know that I read it from my heart. So here we go, and I'm not going to read any more comments. All right. Daniel's dream of 4 beasts. In the first year of Belshazzar, king of Babylon. Daniel had a dream, and a vision passed through his mind. As he was laying in bed, he wrote down the substance of his dream. Daniel said, in my vision at night, I looked, and there before me were the four winds of heaven, churning up the great sea. Four great beasts, each different from the other, came up out of the sea. The first was like a lion, and it had wings of an angel, wings of an eagle. I watched until its wings were torn off, and it was lifted from. I wa- its wings were. I watched its wings were torn off, and it was lifted from the ground, so that it stood on 2 feet like a human being, and and the mind of a human and the mind of a human was given to it. And there before me was a second beast, which looked like a bear. It was raised up on one of its sides. It was raised up in its mouth between its teeth. It was told, get up and eat your fill of flesh. After that I looked, and there before me was another beast, one that looked like a leopard, and on its back it had four wings like those of birds. These beasts had four heads. This beast had four heads, and it was given authority to rule. After that, in my vision at night, I looked, and there before me was a fourth beast, terrifying and frightening, and very powerful. It had large iron teeth. It crushed and devoured its victims and trampled underfoot uh, whatever was left. It was different from all the former beasts, and it had 10 horns. While I was thinking about the horns, there before me was another horn, a little one, which came up among them, and three of the first horns were uprooted before it. These horns had eyes like the eye of a human being, and the mouth that spoke boastfully. As I looked, uh, thrones were set in place, and the ancient of days took his seat. His clothing was as white as snow. The hair of his head was white like the wool. His throne was flaming with fire, and its wheels were ablaze. A river of fire was flowing, coming out from behind him. Thousands upon thousands attended him. 10,000 times, and 10,000 stood before him. The court was seated, and the books were open. Then I commented then I commented to watch then I committed to watch because of the boastful words of the horn was speaking. I kept looking until the beast was slain, and its body destroyed, and the and the and thrown into the blazing fire. The other beasts had been stripped of their authority, but but were allowed to live for a period of time. In my vision at night, I looked, and there before me was one like a son of man, coming with the cloth of heaven. He approached the ancient of days, and was led into his presence. He was given authority, glory, and sovereign power. All nations and people of every language worshipped him. His domain is an everlasting domain that will not pass away, and his kingdom is one that will never be destroyed. So let me get these off so my eyes can adjust now. That's a little different scripture than what we normally read on here. And I'm interested to see what you guys think, because I read through the scripture earlier, um, and I think it brings up a lot of what we've got going on today. We've got a lot of these demons, these evil things rising up, doing stuff. We see them every day. I had a situation with ELYN this week, where some things were said, and and it was through our system. And to me, some good school teachers out there for on here, because I know there's some. I think our school system is one of the biggest beasts confronting us today. We have a school system that has taken over every part of raising a child. And I've said this before on the channel, that when you have, are we buffering bad? Someone said we're buffering. Oh, try to refresh. Give me thumbs up, guys. Come on, tell me if I'm buffering real bad for everybody. Let me see. I'll try to move this a little bit. Is it everything going okay? I'm getting some buffering, some thumbs up. You're good now. You're buffering. Mom, refresh. Just go in and restart it. That's what everybody's saying to do. Sorry, guys. But our school system, you know, my mom and dad have a little different opinion on ELYN being in school, because she doesn't have siblings on the mountain. She doesn't have those. Homeschooling, they don't have an issue with it. They just have an issue with her being by herself. But this situation arose this weekend where, without going in too much detail, there was a question that's being asked in school from kindergarten up now in this area, where they're asking kids, are you a boy or a girl? Listen to me again, guys. They're asking kindergarten age kids, are you a boy or a girl? That's sick. I don't care who you are. I was born a man. Women were born women. There's very few exceptions to that rule. That's a very strong topic now. I don't care what you choose as a grown person to say you are. That is between you and God. When you show up, that's there. I will love you the same and as much as I do every other person on this earth. I do not have to love the sin that you have, and I don't have to associate with that sin or have my children around. So, with that being said, it was a real issue. We had some really interesting talks about it. Me and ELYN talked, and she understands she's a beautiful young lady, and she's a girl. No matter what happens, she's a girl, and I'm a boy, and we're different, and we live on a farm. So she knows about anatomy. She knows about boys and girls. She's 6 years old. She knows about babies. She knows how animals are created. She knows how humans are created, because we live on a farm. It's a pretty done. That's, you know, it's just one of those things where it is. Hey, River Rat, I missed you up there, but thank you, guys. All the super chats, some of them are popping off here. Thank you again. I appreciate you so much. But, you know, it's a hard subject to come on here and talk about. And, you know, I try to talk about it openly because it's a conversation. You don't want me to discriminate against you for your right to believe the way you believe, but you're going to discriminate against me when I choose to believe the way I believe. You're infringing on my religious rights. I'm not infringing on yours. I'm saying I don't agree with what you're doing. Go do what you're going to do, but I don't have to have my child around it. I don't have to entrench my child into that kind of situation, and I won't, because my job is to take care of my child and raise her to the best of the ability that I can raise her in. I don't want her to be a bigot. I don't want her to be a racist. I don't want her to be anything of that nature, but I want her to live by this book. This is the book that I want to teach her from. This is the book that I want her basis of morality to be from, not from the school systems. I have some Muslim friends, great people, but we have some radical type Muslim friends that are now taking over the school books that we have there. If you look in through this, one of the things that I found out the other day, and if you watch the modern versions of them, you'll see it. Scooby-Doo was purchased out by a Middle Eastern company, and now if you look at the content through most of the new Scooby-Doo cartoons that are put out, the storylines that are on there are not real Christian friendly. So, you know, it's one of those things where it's just touchy subjects. It could be stuff that gets me pulled off YouTube just talking that little bit about what we just talked about. So, you know, don't interfere on my God-given rights, my United States constitutional rights, to defend your right. Don't take away my constitutional right to advance your agenda. You're talking about 1% of the nation that's controlling the majority of what's here. So, Walterman Homestead, how are you? Southern Blessed Homestead, how are you? Carrie Ann Chrysler, how are you? I'm trying to catch those that are coming on as we go. So, I mean, I don't want to offend anybody, but don't come at me on that part of it when it's you that has the issue. It's not me that has the issue. You're the one that has to figure out that. Good night, Incense Shop. But you know, you got to be able to go through and look at what's going on, and love each other. I mean, that's what God wants us to do. But at the same time, when evil comes up, when a beast comes up in front of you, He's got the ultimate way to go out there. So, you know, take and put your foot down when it comes down to this. Don't be afraid to step up to the school boards. Don't be afraid. There's a lot more of us than there are of them. And if all of us would get off of our, excuse my language, because I'm going to use bad language right now. So all y'all with fragile ears, cover them up. If all of us would get off our lazy asses and go do what we're supposed to do and be the Christian people that we're supposed to be. And I know that wasn't a real Christian word to use just then, but if you would get up off your tails and you would go out and you would practice your constitutional rights, you would practice what you have been given by God, not by the country, but by God, this would be a lot better world. And I'm calling everybody on here out. I've done it before. I mean, go out and do stuff. I told you before, and I'll challenge you again. This weekend, get off your butt, go to a bar someplace, go to the gutter, get out there and have a meal. You don't have to go drink. You want to have a beer? I don't care if you have a beer, but that's not going to make you look any better. Go out to that place, have a hamburger, because most of them little dive bars have the best hamburgers everywhere. But anyway, thank you, moderators. But if you can get in there and you can go have that meal and take your family in there and don't testify, don't beat nobody with the Bible, don't do anything like that. Go in there, enjoy yourself, and when that person comes up to you and asks why you're there and what you're not, talk to them. It'll open a door for you to be able to testify without beating them over the head with the Bible. And you'd be surprised on how many people you will touch because you have the guts to get off your butt and do what Jesus Christ did and go to the gutter. Because there's good people in the gutter. There's better people in the gutter than there is sitting in the church. You think I'm joking about that? I'm not. Oh, man. You got to love it. So anyway, the trolls are out tonight, guys. Yay! So anyway, that's why all these blue wrenches are on here. Good job. So what I want you to do is just to take and share that information and go out about that and love one another and be there and do that. You love the sinner, don't and hate the sin. You know, it doesn't matter if you're there, have an intelligent conversation. If someone wants to argue with you about Jesus, about God being here on this earth and that He wasn't, that's the only reason that I read the NIV study Bible. Because now I got more ammunition than just what good Lord said in the Bible. I can go in there and I can go to the Sand Scrolls. I can go to the Egyptian text. I can go over and see everybody that was running around this world at the same time Jesus Christ walked this earth. And it's got that information in here too that allows me to go, okay, what's not used biblical? What's not go to the Bible? What's not use that? But let's see what Jesus said. Let's see what Jesus did through the eyes of the Roman Empire, of the Egyptians, of all these people. That one man led all these other people to do that caught the attention of the Roman Empire, all those individuals from the early days. So your youngest son finished school in the YMCA Michigan Youth Challenge Academy run by the Michigan National Guard. It was a military-style school for troubled and challenged. I hope it worked out for him, Carrie Ann Kaiser. You know, the military, I think, is a great way for young people that need to have a path. I think that that's a way for men and women to be able to do some stuff that's there and allows them to be able to go and achieve things that they can't. So we've got on our box there. I don't want to go much longer than when my lights go out. I can go start the generator up if I need to, but it's late when I do that, and I may get some complaints because I may have already gotten those. So anyway, got full battery on the computer. We got quite a bit of battery for the lighting. So let's get into our subject tonight. Oh, is Eli on here? Let's see. Uh-oh. Jennifer Ruiz Esnall is a good person. I don't know Hardnack what she said, so I didn't catch that. I know she's a good person. I don't know what was said or done. She may have disagreed with something I said, and we can talk about that. So I don't know. If you want, Jennifer, repost what you said, and I'll conversate with you if it's a difference of opinion. Would do that. That's what this channel is about, is to grow. Yeah, you're good, Hardneck. I didn't see what she said, so I don't know what's there. So Jennifer Ruiz, if you're there, repost what you said, and we'll try to talk about it. I'm not trying to offend anybody. I'm trying to talk about stuff. So Jennifer, throw it back up there for me if you're watching. Single man Eli, what's going down? Okay, seeking Allah, finding Jesus. Please watch. That is you're good. Hey Jennifer, throw it back up there. Let us see. Don't get offended. Hardneck Farms was just doing what he thought was needed there at the time, because we had a bunch of people rolling through. So if you can, there's a video on your YouTube about where Moses parted the waters, and they did a study and found that a lot of carts in the bottom of the water. Yeah, there's a bunch of that stuff out there, Redheaded Hunter. And the things is the stories that other people told that weren't following Jesus at that time. So let's see if I can grab Jennifer up here and maybe send her a message. Copy. Give me just a second, guys. Let's see if that will grab her. Okay. So anyway, okay, Jennifer, please watch. Is that what she was telling me to do, Duncan? Was that what was posted that I missed? Don't feel bad, Hardneck Farms. You're good. We've all done it. Yeah, ELYN is sound asleep. Yes, okay. So yeah, I actually do want to go watch that, because all right, guys, here's you one, okay? Here's the way this works. My favorite quote of all times is from okay. Yeah, you can get rid of that one. Anyway, my favorite quote of all times, and we're just having this conversation, is from a Muslim man. And it says, one of the most horrifying and ugly things in this world is ignorance. And more horrifying and ugly than that is a man that does not know his own ignorance. And that quote came from Malcolm X, of all people, when he was still militant, and he took his first journey to Mecca, and he did that pilgrimage to Mecca. And when he showed up to Mecca and he got there, guess what he saw? White people, brown people, black people, Middle Eastern people, Chinese people, Asian people. He saw all of these people of different race that's here. A General Lee, not that we're trying to keep you out of it. We're just we're already into a big bunch of it anyway. So we love Trump too, but we'll just try to scale it back just a little bit. So what we're doing is when that when he saw that that was there, he came back. And a lot of people don't know that underlying story of Malcolm X. He came back, and when he came back, his whole demeanor changed on race. His whole demeanor on white, black, green, purple, and everything, and it being something of that nature changed. And that's why he was killed. Malcolm X was killed because his mentality and what he was talking about was very, yeah, he wasn't very conservative. When you look at his agenda and what he wanted and how he did, it was. But when he came back from that trip and done that pilgrimage to Mecca, he realized he was wrong. He was wrong about everything that he was talking about racism. So when you talk about that and you start looking at history for what it is, and you start looking at individuals for what they were, you can see there's no perfect human being in this world, and God uses each one of us in a different way. Jennifer Riz, still on timeout. Sorry, we'll get you out of timeout. Let me see if I can get you out there. Hold on. Sorry, I think I got your message though. Want me to watch the searching for let's see, hide user, remove report, hide user, put in timeout. Here, how can, ma'am, see if you can get her out of timeout, because it's not going to let me. Can you see your comments are now? You're not in timeout anymore because you just made a comment, Jennifer. So repost what you said, please. Living Miracle Homestead, how you doing? Okay, she's back. She's back now, guys. So yeah. So what I'm trying to say is, if you guys judge me on my past and just on my past, half of you wouldn't be here. I rode a motorcycle. I drank way too much booze. I loved to fight and would drop you in a heartbeat for a lot of my life. Okay? But that's not who I am. Those fires melded me and changed me into the warrior of God that I am. And that's why I'm here. All of those things that I did. Okay, I'm a vet who worked in Iraq with Hindus, Muslims, etc. And as a Christian, it was my honor to share Jesus through food since I'm a chef. Absolutely, Jennifer Ruiz. And I think that's the way to do it, is if you can sit down and have a conversation. Like I said, don't beat someone with a Bible. It makes you look like the biggest coward and the biggest hypocrite on earth when you beat somebody with the Bible. Sit down and have a conversation with anybody like they're a man or a woman. Sit down and enjoy themselves. Enjoy a conversation, because through intelligent conversation, going into a battle of wits with an unarmed person will never do you any good. So you need to go into that battle, into that question, into that time with respect, with dignity, and keep that dignity for yourself all the way through. If someone else can't shut their mouth long enough to hear with their ears, it's a lost cause anyway. But you don't lose your integrity. You don't lose your ability to be a good person. Let's see. Breaking bread is a door opener. Love the sinner, not the sin. Absolutely, Jennifer. You have got it done. Well, Chris, I did the same. Hardly drinking, played in band. Yeah, you know what? Hive in the Homestead, you know what? These old knuckles didn't get all broke up, knuckled up the way they were. And you know, it is what it is. I don't want to get into too many stories, but I've been down that rough road before. I wear aprons. How are you? Kiana Chrysler, amen. You know, be a person as you can be. But now we better get into this subject tonight. We keep jumping off, but I'm sure we're going to come back to it. So what we're going to talk about tonight on the subject matter of here is wealth and debt on the homestead and what both of those things mean. Hey, I appreciate you, Jennifer, for being here, and we're sorry that we jumped on there. It just happens when you get trolls and stuff coming on, people catch little pieces of stuff, and they're trying to be fast so we don't get that knuckleheadedness. So apologize. We love you. Hardneck Farms apologized earlier. Great individual. And this platform is for everybody to talk and enjoy and to share their beliefs. And I'll have an intelligent conversation with anybody that wants to come in intelligently. And you had nothing wrong with what you did. So Higgins Rock Farm, still have a Harley. I love Jesus. Absolutely. Nothing wrong with riding a bike. Nothing wrong with having a beer or a glass of wine or a drink. It's when you have 5 or 6 beers and 6 or 7 drinks and 8 or 9, when it becomes an addiction instead of just something that you're having, it comes to a problem. But wealth and debt. All right. So wealth and debt means it's totally a different ball of wax when you start talking about homesteading. Okay. So let's talk about debt first, and then we're going to go into wealth on the homestead. Okay. So with debt, you want to try to eliminate debt as much as you can homesteading, because it's going to increase your wealth factor. So if you can go in and you can find somebody that you can, if you have to get a loan or something, if you can do that at a low interest through a credit union or something like that, where you have that lower cost of interest rate, do that. Do a shorter term if you can. Yes, it might cost you a little extra money up front, but what you're going to find out is you're going to pay it off a lot quicker, and it's going to cost you a lot less money. If you can find someone that will allow you to homestead on a piece of property that they have for a time to save some money so that you can buy your property outright, it's a little bit risky, but it's great. And a lot of times what you can do is you can look in your community and you can go to your church and you can ask around and stuff, and you'll find older people that farm and have this knowledge that you can gain, and you can come in that will give you that opportunity. When you start talking to an older person that's in their late 60s, 70s, and 80s, they don't believe in debt. A lot of them don't believe in debt. So if you can go in and you can talk to them, a lot of times you will figure out, you can work a deal out with those individuals to go in and help farming to prolong their ability to stay self-sufficient and not have that debt on themselves by helping garden, helping mow, helping take in hay, helping set out tobacco, helping with corn, helping to do all this stuff. If you can go in and you can put yourself into that position, you can take and find yourself where you've got enough time and enough finances where you can put it up, enough money to walk out. And you may not get the perfect homestead at the beginning. Understand that from the beginning. What you might end up doing is just like they were just talking about here a second ago with going out and doing a land contract. You might find a decent piece of 5 acres, 2 acres, an acre and a half, an acre of property that you can buy for $5,000 to $15,000. And if you've had 2 or 3 years to help out this individual square away their property and help them out and do the things that they need to do, you'll have the money to almost go buy that out, go set up on it, have a 5 or 6, 10-year plan, set it up, get in there, work, develop it, do this, that, and other. And you'll be surprised at how much a $5,000 piece of property or a $15,000 piece of property will increase if you do the correct things to develop that property, so that when you're done in that 5 years or 10 years, you can turn around and sell that, and the amount of money that you have will afford you the ability to go buy 5, 10, 15 acres of good quality land and property that you can truly homestead on at that time. And you got to look for deals, and you got to have a little bit of cash in your pocket. Having a little bit of cash in your pocket will allow you to do infrastructure, build your home, everything. If you have a little bit of money to pick up deals when you find them, stay on Craigslist, things of that nature. This is all we're talking about wealth, but we're talking about our debt. If you can eliminate that debt down to where you don't have anything, you're much easier. Right now, if everything went awry, I can live off of $1,260 a month. That's what I can live off of. Now, that's not buying a lot of gas. That's not traveling a lot. That's being here on the farm and making my payments. That's the bare minimum to me to do whatever. I don't have an electric bill. I don't have a water bill. I have a land payment and the basic little bills that I have. Hopefully, within the next 5 years, that'll be eliminated, and I could actually survive on $280, $290 a month, period. That's buying staples like salt, sugar, pepper, things that you can't get, just out here in the garden and stuff. That's doing what I need to do for hunting season and buying ammo and everything, buying gas to get back and forth with. If you can eliminate that debt, you don't have to have as much wealth. So that's where we segue into the wealth side of things. We have a natural spring. We have a 1,500-gallon cistern and a 600-gallon cistern that feed our property. So, yeah. So what we're trying to do is, when you talk about wealth, if you can get yourself as close to debt-free as you can possibly get yourself, being wealthy on a homestead is growing your food, harvesting your meat, hunting and fishing, and having staples in your house, because then you'll be surprised on how much of even that $280 a month you don't even have to dip into unless you want to. Don't even have, listen to that, $280 and you don't have to dip into it every month. There's not probably one person on here that can say that. Not one. But you can do it. If you can get yourself as close to debt free as you possibly can, where you don't owe on anything, you can take and you can be debt free, especially if you're young. AJ, the redheaded hunt on here, if that boy started now and he busted his butt and worked as hard as he could possibly work for the next 5 years, and he stayed at home and he put every penny that he makes, his dad's a mason and he works, and he's a good mason from what I understand to be a young man. If he put every penny that he had back, instead of going out and partying and chasing girls and doing all that good stuff, and I'm using him as an example because he's a perfect example. 5 years, that young man would be able to hunt, fish, trap, do anything that he wants for the rest of his life, and be able to work and do what he wants as he goes. 5 years. I can take any 18-year-old kid that has no debt. If they have no debt, I can take any 18-year-old kid that has the drive, and they'll never have to work a day in their life unless they want to, in 5 years. If they'll work hard during that 5 years while they're young, they're strong, they have the ability to go out and they have the ability to put out more effort. They have the ability to get out there and learn that knowledge. And if they do it smart, they can work for that 5 years, develop a skill that they can come off with, never work for anybody else in their life, and still make an amazing, amazing living from doing whatever they want to do. If that be, AJ wants to be a taxidermist, he could go in and he could do high-end mounts and only do 15 or 20 a year and make a ton. And I'm not wanting to give away a lot of his personal information, but I'm telling you, you can do this. If you have a young person in your family that you can help do that, if you already have a homestead and they're interested in homesteading and they're interested in farming, give them that opportunity. Maybe you're that person that's got 50 or 60 acres or 20 acres that can take someone in, not just a stranger, but someone you know a little bit about, and that you can pull back and you can do that, and you can take that opportunity to teach and mold and show and let them work hard, and they can still work, and give them that opportunity to where they don't have to be where we are at right now, where we work like we have and we done. So you pay it forward. There you go. Higgins Rocks Farm, it beat me to it. You pay it forward. You do what you need to do. And wealth no longer becomes being tied to a person, being tied to a man, being tied to a corporation because you owe $150,000 on a home, you owe $30,000 on a vehicle, and now you're tied in for 30 years. Let's think about this for a second. Let's think about debt. Let's go on just an average home, let's say $125,000. We'll say average on a small home, okay? You got a 30-year mortgage. That means you have to work for 30 years. Put that in the back of your head. 30 years now you have to work. Where if you were young, 17, 18, 19, 20 years old, and you have somebody that gives you the opportunity to bring in, and you mentor them, and you try to help keep them on the right path, which is hard to do at that age for anybody, but you do that, and you put yourself in a position to where in 5 years or so they've got $50,000 or $60,000 and they have skills that are going to be used, and they can go out there. Good night, Quilton in the Woods 62. I missed you. Dave Northwater, welcome in here. I missed you too. But you take that and you put those young people into that situation and you give them that. You have now changed their lives forever. Forever. And now you've got a productive member of society, because we think productive members of society are those that are out here working their butt off every single day to pay someone else for something they don't really own. Gia Redfern, how are you? Well, welcome in here. But then they can be a productive member of society. They can concentrate on helping better what they're doing, their local community, the things that they need to do. They can be entrepreneurial. They can go out and they can work a job. I'm not telling you not to work a job. I'm just saying have the ability to be able to be debt free at a young age opens up so many doors for great young people. Great, amazing young people to go. If I was 21 years old right now, I would be pissed as hell at everybody. I'm telling you. And we all blame it on these younger people that they're lazy, that they don't have any incentive, they don't have anything here. What do they have? If you're under my age, 45 or under, you're probably never going to see Social Security because we've pissed it away on everything else. And I'm getting a little hyper tonight and saying some stuff and words that I probably shouldn't say. So I apologize for that, but it's true. So when you start talking about that stuff and you start looking at where that is, young people have a reason to be upset. But we have an obligation to help teach those young people that we are here, we're going to try to help you. I don't think that the older generation has a prayer to speak with. I think if you're 68 and older of that nature, young people aren't going to listen to you. You would have to be a very exceptional individual for a young person to listen to you, unless you did something, like I said, and help them in a manner which sets them up for success. And the reason I say that is going back to a story I've told you guys here on this before, of meeting that World War II veteran that came up to me after I did a speech at a Tea Party convention right before the last Obama election. And he walks up to me and he says, "I love everything you talked about tonight, but you're totally wrong. The younger generation has not screwed up this world. My generation did." And I looked at him and I shook my head. I was like, you know, what in the world are you talking about? You're the greatest generation to ever live, to ever be in this country. You fought it. He goes, "I'm not arguing with you. We went out and did one of the greatest things this nation's ever seen. We went and fought for this. We were united. We went out. We did what we needed to do. We defeated evil. We made it a better world. And we came back and destroyed it ourselves. The bad guys, the enemy didn't have to destroy it because we did it ourselves. Because when we came back, our wives had to go to work. Our government had changed so much and got us in so much into debt that our wives had to stay at work. Now you have two families in the workplace. Your children are in school for 10 to 12 hours a day. So no longer are you raising your children. Remember that beast I talked about being in the school system? There you go. There's where it raised its head. Now you had to have two parents working to do that. And the reason you had to have two parents working to do that is because now you had to have the house in the city and the house in the mountains, or the house in the city and the house at the beach. You had to have the newest car wash. You had to keep up with the Joneses. You had to have two vehicles. So the society of debt, if you look before World War I, between World War I and World War II, and you looked at how much debt had to be taken in this country, about that much in comparison to what we do today. And why? Because you had families living together. You had families working together. If you were a young man and you were living at home and you got married, in most situations, and you were living on the homestead or you were living on the farm, your wife would move in with you until you guys were set up into a position to be able to go out and to be able to afford to buy a place where you didn't have debt. So, I mean, it's crazy. It's an amazing situation of how we perceive between that 68 and 45, 30, even down to 30 era of how the young people are screwing this stuff up. Yes, do they have some really crazy ideas? Absolutely. but it's because we've put them there. You got people like Bernie Sanders that's telling them, oh, we can do this all debt free. It's not possible. It's not possible to do any of the stuff that he wants. I would love to send every kid in this country to school. It's not possible. Does it teach them anything? Absolutely not. I think that's one of the other parts of that beast that I was talking about being the school system is we preach to these kids that they have to have a degree, and all that's doing is putting them $150,000, $200,000 in debt instead of doing what we're doing. All right, so I'm going to read some comments now. So let me see what's going on over here. Who's got a question for me? Just now seeing positive stuff. Good night, guys. River Rat, towboating. I hope you're having a good one. I don't know where you're at, if you're at home or on the river, but be safe, brother. That's Jesse, by the way. That's Fairy Tale Creations' husband, Miss Jen. Let's see. College messed up my life. Yeah, it can. I have friends who've got master's degrees and doctorates and can't get a job. It's also glad you're having this conversation. I'm 27 now and wish I would have had someone take me by the hand as a pup and teach me about debt. I'm digging myself out of $5,500. Hey, that is awesome, Bree. Bree Price. Bri or Bree? Bri. I'm gonna say Bri. That is amazing. If you're down to $5,500, you got this one whipped. You are good. Bree, okay. You've got it whipped. Just keep up the hard work and you'll be there. You'll be there quick. What area are you in, Bree? That is amazing. Donnie Ritchie, hi, I'm late, but here. I appreciate you being here. To all those that did the super chats early, once again, thank you for that. Right now, with everything going on, they mean a whole heck of a lot. So I really appreciate that. Would really want a nurse without a degree. Life with Linda. You know what? It's kind of crazy, but here I'm gonna play devil's advocate on that, and I don't know the total of that conversation. So let me see something here real quick. I have a degree, but mine was earned by the sweat of my brow and being blessed with smarts. Amen. Hallelujah. All right. So I want to let's talk a little constitutional part of being in debt and being debt free, and part of that. So the way our Constitution is set up, you are not and cannot be, and this is something that certain people have fought and won, but they don't really want it out there. You are not required to be licensed by the Constitution of the United States of America for any job that you can competently produce and perform. So in other words, you can internship underneath a medical doctor according to the Constitution. And as long as you can show the appropriate level of education, being through an internship or being taught by someone, which was usually what happened in the 1700s and 1800s and on through, was you had a father that was a doctor that went to school, and his son came up and was learning behind him, and then he went off and he did go get some college, but he didn't go to medical school like we did today. And they went through and they learned as a family, and they were taught, and that's how you get certain things like bookers, and you got your different last names, which were based off of what their family practice was. Your lawyers and things like that. Yeah, exactly. Life with Linda. It is very hard because now we require it. But one of the things that's there that you can look at that's kind of in the same line is like the Constitution of the United States. One of the few things that the government is responsible for is taxation. They're also responsible for standing armed forces, and they're responsible for roadways and passages. Okay, if you go into roadways and passages, it states clearly, and has had precedence since the 1700s, that you are not required to be licensed, you cannot be taxed, or you cannot be penalized for not having papers or tax to drive anywhere in the United States. But we're required to have a license, and we're required to have insurance, and we get taxed on it every year. So those are there, and that's actually been one that uphold. There's a guy named Tom Brown who is one in the state of Michigan that drives around with a piece of paper now, and his piece of paper, he has no tags, he has no license, he has no insurance. Okay, and the reason that he did, and he has no law degree. He practices law, but he has no law degree. And the reason that he went after that was because it's unconstitutional to do those things. Our Constitution gives us a lot of stuff that we've now allowed, and where I'm going with this conversation is we've allowed Congress and politics and things of this nature to come in and interfere with what we are allowed to do as citizens of the United States of America. And our Constitution gives us straight up forward rights and obligations. Okay, listen to that, rights and obligations. And then we've allowed these knuckleheads up in office to switch those up. I got 3 chickens. I started with 6. I have 3, but I had to start somewhere. Dear Redfern, that's awesome. Traveling Leaf, you are right. Life with Linda. You need to graduate from an accredited school in order to qualify for a nursing license. Absolutely, Traveling Leaf. I'm not disagreeing with that. I'm just stating what the Constitution says. So I may be missing some other stuff, but we should do Constitutional Wednesdays. We can do Constitutional Wednesdays. I've said it on here before. Read the Second Amendment. The Second Amendment does not give you the right to own and bear arms. It tells you that you have the right to own and bear arms, and you are required to be a member of a standing and operational militia. That's what the Second Constitution does. So when someone tells you the Second Constitution defends your right to own a hunting rifle, that's what it meant to provide food for your family and stuff, absolutely not. If you read the whole Second Amendment, it tells you exactly why you have the right to own a weapon, why you have the right to own any kind of weapon. Semi-automatic, fully automatic, shotguns, black powder, belt-fed, anything. And the reasons are those is because you have that right, duty, and obligation to do that, to defend yourself against foreign and domestic. And I took that oath twice, guys. Jennifer Lozos, thank you for service. Yeah, thank you, Jennifer, for your service. I meant to say that earlier. But I'm missing a lot of the conversation over here, so I hope I'm not messing people up over here too much. Just trying to take guns away from all. Yeah, and it is. But here's the thing, and that's what I said again, Traveling Leaf, if you missed it earlier. This is where we have to get up off of our butts as Christian people, as good people, as a whole, not just conservative, but moderate Democrats are in the same boat too. I know a lot of moderate Democrats that believe in the Constitution of the United States. They just have slightly different views on where we should be on other stuff. But that's where you have to stand up and you have to take advantage and show support for the Constitution. And you can't keep your mouth shut, because when 1% of this, it's not about the vote. It's about standing up. Let me tell you this. Okay, if everybody that truly believed in gun rights showed up when they did this stuff, like the liberal, 1% Antifa type people, if everybody that truly felt gun rights were there and they were theirs, not the guys slinging the AR-15s walking around the streets, they're doing it. They're doing what they're supposed to do. Sometimes they're a little crazy too, but they're doing it. But if everybody believed in gun rights, showed up and did that at their local place, if we did January the 2nd is going to be show up and defend your constitutional rights to own and bear arms. If everybody would do that, they would have no reason. They cannot do anything. They could not do anything because we would outnumber them tens of thousands to 1. I only own a bow and a compound bow. Loving Ivy Farm, if you're putting meat on the farm or on your table, that's all you need. Buy you a gun if you want one. It's a nice tool. It is a tool. And it will help with certain things. The problem with the vote is that there is no one to vote for. Deborah McRae, you're right, but we can put people into those positions by voting out the other ones. If we show people that we're willing to vote out these knuckleheads and we're willing to get them out of office and take that meeting for a while and put, and clean house. It's easier to get someone new into office than it is to someone that's been in office for 45 or 50 years. You take Bernie Sanders that's been in office for God, how long's he been up there? And you get rid of that. Karen, good night. If you get rid of that out of the political system, yeah, voting is your right, prayer is your right. You need to do those things. What I'm saying, yeah, voting is your right, prayer is your right. You need to do those things. What I'm saying is you have to stand up for those rights. You got to show them. If you showed up, guess what? I guarantee you some of the political agenda and political profile that they have would definitely change. And I am a big supporter of term limits as well, Rainbow 505. I don't know. I'm missing stuff. I've gotten off too much. I'm buffering again. I've got 4 bars on my side. Where do we find that person to vote for? Haven't seen one in decades. They all turn by the end of the first. Well, I mean, I'm going to tell you what. I'm not a member of the Tea Party, but I'm going to tell you what. There's still a slight piece of that out there running. I think they have the right idea. I spoke at 3 Tea. In 1 year, I spoke at the Tea Party, Republican, and the Democratic convention. Different things. You guys might know that, a lot of you that are newer, but I've been around the block a couple of times speaking about this stuff. Refresh if you need to, guys. It says it's buffering. So, but I've done that. I've spoken around the country on these topics, and it's funny is everybody responds to me the exact same way, and I tell the same speech. So it's kind of funny to see those people. Good night, Suzanne. But if you take and you practice what you preach and you go out and you aren't afraid to say stuff, I'm already out there. You got a lot of people that prep that say, I don't want to be out there because I'm prepping. I don't want them to know where I'm at. Hey, guess what? They already know where you're at. There ain't nobody on here that's hiding from anybody. I can tell you that. I've been in the belly of the beast. They ain't nobody hiding from nobody. And that's one of the things we need to change. Missy Richards, once upon a time in the not so distant past, only the male heads of the household could vote. Yeah, Missy Richard, and it was true. And women were considered as a half vote, just like blacks were considered a half vote at some point in time, or a quarter vote. And it's not right. When Jesus came, walked this earth, and gave his life up to wash away all our sins, every person became equal. Let me repeat that. Every person became equal, man and woman. Okay, color scheme never came into the picture. Every person became equal, and that's why when you start talking about like divorce and things of this nature, in the Bible, if you're reading a lot of the Old Testament and a lot of the King James version and everything, if a wife cheats on a man, that man can divorce that wife and be remarried. But if a man cheated on a wife, she can't divorce him. According to that Bible. Well, that's not the way that you read it. If you pick up this Bible and you read it, and he put us all on the same playing field, that then changes. If you cheat on your wife can leave you. That's my personal opinion. Now, that might get me in trouble with some people. That might make people mad at me. But I truly believe that we're on the same line. We're on the same place where we're there. We have to be able to look one another in the eye and go on. Men have a different role on this earth than women do. Women are not men. Men are not women. God created us different, and God created us unequal in certain physical and mental and abilities as human beings of 2 different sexes. Most men are stronger than women. Men can't have babies. Most women are emotional, and I'm not being mean, but there's a difference. Everybody on here I've had conversations with, we've gotten into these things. There are differences between men and women. God made us that way. We have different ribs. We have all that stuff going on, and it's not 2 genders only. Exactly. Well, and you go into stuff, and it's the point. A man is supposed to be the head of his household. A man is supposed to surrender his life to Jesus Christ And a wife is supposed to surrender herself to her husband. But the reason that is because that husband is supposed to treat her on the same pedestal that she's supposed to be placed on, because he needs to treat her the same as he wants to treat Jesus. And that should be a beautiful thing, not a negative thing. God made us different for a reason. Absolutely. Amen. We do. I could never have a baby. I don't have that pain threshold, and I'm a tough individual. Give me a toothache, I ain't making it through it. I'm a baby. Tell me about having a baby, ladies. I'm sure it's a lot worse than a toothache. But men get more emotional as they get older. I agree with that, Traveling Leaf, because their testosterone drops and things of that nature do. You take in and we could go into a whole different slew of conversations about this and see where we're at. The point is that both of us have the same worth. We just have that same worth in different manners and different aspects of life. So most women are empathetic, emotional. We are the caregivers. Well, and it tells you in the Bible that the wife is supposed to teach the children, is supposed to nurse the children, is supposed to take in that nurturing factor. And it tells you, if you read the Bible, it tells you what you're supposed to do. Oh, Eli says, no. There's 38 different genders. We won't go there right now, Eli. But anyway, we got back on to Jesus. We got back on to politics and stuff, and that's not what we were wanting to do. So, but anyway, we've got a lot of things that this world is suffering from, but we got a lot of positive. And if we would stand up, everybody on here would reach out and love someone and teach someone and not be afraid to tell the truth, but tell the truth in a loving manner and share that and be there. And then if evil shows up in front of you, smack it in the mouth, punch it as hard as you can, eliminate it from your life. And I'm not saying a physical person, you could do that to a physical person if they're evil, but when that's in front of you, in whatever shape, form, or whatever it does, if you will attack it the same way as they attack us, and you do it with wholeheartedness, with Jesus behind you, you cannot lose. You cannot lose if you're doing the truth and you're doing what's supposed to be there. Traveling Leaf, thank you very much. I appreciate y'all. Yeah, I know you couldn't really resist, Eli. I know you. Where's Freaky Geek out tonight? He's the other one that'll come on here and get stuff stirred up. Sorry to say, but the world would be a better off if moms were moms again. Hey, Duncan 1900, that's you're not off. You're not wrong. You're speaking the truth. The world would be a lot better off if fathers were fathers. We don't have parents. Remember that beast, the school system? It became the parent. Every one of you that have children and your children went to public school are part of the problem. Get mad at me and tell me that I'm wrong. How can you be a parent when your child was at school 12 hours out of the day? They go, you see for 30 minutes in the morning, they leave for 10 to 12 hours out of the day. Then they come home because they've had football or they've had some sport afterward, and you get to see them for an hour and a half to 2 hours at night. Who's raising your child? Who's the parent? You're not. You're not. You can't take 2 hours and put enough Jesus into a child. You can't take 2 hours and put enough discipline in a child. You can't take 2 hours and put enough self-respect in a child. You can't take 2 hours and put enough dignity in a child to replace 12 hours of all the junk that they're getting at school. Tell me I'm wrong. You can't. It just doesn't work. Yeah, we're pushing them. You got to go to school. You got to go to school. You got to school. Finally, we're starting to get some schools that are letting them go back. You're letting them go back, and you're letting them choose a trade. Trades are amazing. Carpenters make great money. Jesus was a carpenter. It's an honorable skill. It's an honorable job. Being an electrician, being a plumber, being somebody that works in the roads, someone that goes out here and gardens and works the land. Guys, we have a sin that we are paying for as human beings today. And it came from Eve taking partake from the tree when the serpent talked to her. And then she went back as a woman to Adam and she talked him into partaking in that fruit. And then they hid in the cool of the day in Eden. And then when God came down and asked for them, they hid. And finally, when they came out, instead of being that merciless hammer throwing God that he usually is, he took pity. And he looked at them and he said, now you will suffer the wrath of this. And I'm paraphrasing for myself. You will work by the sweat of your brow. You will work and be a steward of this land, and you will take care of my resting place of where I am at. God didn't kick us out. God just changed Eden. We still live in Eden today. We just don't have all the benefits that God made it easy on us. If we would work our land, we would take care of our land, and we would take care of raising our children, and we would live today like it was our last day on earth, and we would prepare to live on this earth for the rest of our lives, and we would prepare to be in heaven on earth, right here on earth. When he comes, if he takes us with us, we'll be fine, but if we stay, we'll be good too. If we would do that, this would be an amazing world, but we're not. We're too concentrated on the end of the day that everything's going to change, that God's going to come get us and pull us off there, and he's going to burn it to the ground. I'm telling you what, he told me to live today and love today and live today on this earth to its fullest, to live it to its fullest, to be happy, to produce children, to work the land by the sweat of my brow. At the end of the day, when he calls my number and I go to heaven, I'll know I've done that. Can you say that? Do you work by the sweat of your brow every day? Do you work hard every day? Do you share every day what's there? If he calls up and he comes back down here on earth and he shows up and steps that first foot down on Mount Olive and the earth trembles and it's all coming out, he's returning here, guys. When he steps here, what if he looks at you and he goes, you and you and you and you and you and you, you're my army, you're my warriors. We're going to cleanse this by fire. We're going to go through here because you've done the right thing, because you've worked by the sweat of your brow. Are you going to be okay? Answer that. It's in your own heart. You got to do it. But if he also looks at me and goes, you and you and you and you and you and you and you, come on, we're getting out of here. And then he burns it. Good to go. I'm not arguing either point. I don't know. Only he knows. But I'm going to live it like he told me to live it to its absolute best today. I'm going to be happy. I'm going to love like I've never loved before. And I'm going to fight like I've never fought before to make this the best place that I can have it. Heaven is here on earth today because he made it for us here on earth. He then told us to steward it. He then told us to work it. He then gave us the animals to raise on farm animals. He gave us the animals to harvest from the streams in the woods. He gave us all these things to better us, to help us raise children, to help us procreate, to make children, to have that and to live. There's Freaky Geek. Just saw you come in here. Hey, April Greer. But I'm on my box again, guys. I'm sorry. Gratitude. Be thankful for what he gave us. He wants you to be rich. But being rich in God's eyes, being rich in Jesus' eyes, is not being rich in money. He wants you to be prosperous. He wants you to work the land. He wants you to eat. He wants you to be there. And that's the thing. That's the problem. You know. Yeah, I did get you, Freaky Geek. I said you'd have been on here causing trouble like Eli was. I mean, we're here. We're there. We're ready. We're going to go for about 10 more minutes, guys, and then we're going to jump off here. Being rich in spirit is the key. So if you guys have any questions, I'm going to pick out 2 people here real quick. Don't jump off here because I said that. Let me find my daughter's fuzzy pen here. See, look, woo, fuzzy pen. And I'm going to pick out 2 people to do some stuff for me. So let's try Oregon Homestead. Would you like to pick out our topic for next week? Hey, Redheaded Hunter, I'm going to put your young little butt to the test here. I want you to pick out some scripture for me next week and text me what scripture you want to read. Will you do that for me, brother? My pen just died. I've got that. Good to go. I appreciate it. Let's see. I don't run fast enough. Laugh. You got this, Oregon Homestead. Give us a topic for next week. And if you can tell us that here, everybody will know kind of what we're going to talk about. I need a different, there we go. There's a marker. Oh. You don't cause trouble at single man, Eli. You just get it done. Now, if this pen will work. Healing faith. Okay, that'll be a new one for me. Healing faith. Okay, we got that. So we got that part done. We know what we're going to talk about next week. So it looks like we're going to preach all Wednesday, and I'm not a preacher, so we might need to call a preacher in to come help us on this one. We're doing great. Why 3 low suburban? I think I got you right. How are you? I need that urgently. Hey, Jennifer, all you got to do is bend your knees, sister. That faith, that healing faith will come to you quicker than what you think. You just have to truly sit down, open your heart, put it in there, and pray and give it up. And remember what we talked about before, guys. When you pray, don't get stupid. Don't make it a show. Let your kids pray for you at dinner because you get the truth. You got to be able to know that he already knows. He already knows what you need. He already knows what he already knows what you need. He already knows what you want. He already knows everything that you're going to say. So you don't need to go on for 5 hours saying a prayer before dinner or before church or before anything else. You just need to say the Lord's Prayer. And that is the key. If you'll say that prayer in private, if you'll say that prayer when you're riding down the road, and just say over, those healing powers will come to you. So what I'm going to do real quick is a little different. And we're going to do this. If you want to read along, you know it because you should. I'm going to say this. I'm going to do the Lord's Prayer. And that's where we're going to go. Our Father, how in heaven, hallowed be thy name. The kingdom come, your will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and give us our debts, and as we also forgive our debtors. And lead us not in temptation, but deliver us from evil. Thy is the kingdom, power, and glory. So I say that for all of you, because he knows all your pain. He knows all your wants. He knows everything that you have. He knows everything that you need. He knows everything thing, all you got to do is let him know you're there. All you have to do is say forever and forever. You have to give yourself to him. With that, guys, good night. God bless. And do me a favor, live with what God gives you.